All right, beautiful souls. So I am more than confident that I am not the only one feeling this weight of our nation's future. You know, it's like uncertain times right now. So I'm going to go deeper into something that's keeping a lot of us awake at night. There's a heaviness in the air. I don't know if many feel it, but I do feel it. It's a collectiveness of anxiety about where we're heading as a nation. And no, you're not alone in feeling it if you do feel it. This uncertainty is about the next 4 years. It runs deep through every community, any zip code you're in. So I'm watching friends who once felt secure now checking their bank accounts more frequently along with their 401k with growing anxiety. I'm seeing young families moving back in with parents because they can't afford both the rent and childcare. I'm witnessing seniors choosing which medications to skip from month to month because their Social Security just doesn't stretch far enough, especially for those that didn't plan for retirement with, say, a pension or 401k or IRA. So the reality is painfully clear. Some businesses that survived COVID now closing under inflation's weights. Parents are working multiple jobs just to keep the light on and to feed their families. College graduates are drowning literally in debt with no relief in sight. Medical bills are forcing people to choose between health and home. The American dream, to me, it feels like it's been auctioned off to the highest bidder. That's the best way I can explain it. That's how I feel about it. So what worries me the most isn't just today's struggle. It's the domino effect we're watching unfold throughout the nation. So when people can't afford preventive care, they end up in the emergency room. So when families can't afford healthy food, their children development, it suffers. When workers can't afford to live near their employment, communities, they start to fragment. And when young people can't afford to start families, our whole society, it starts to shift. So when seniors can't afford to retire, it impacts jobs for other younger generations that could actually be stepping into those roles. So the middle class isn't just shrinking, it's being squeezed from every direction, I've noticed. So to those of us who are managing right now, that live with this constant knot within our stomachs, knowing that we might be one medical emergency, one job loss, one market crash away from financial disaster, I think a lot of us are there with you. And let's be honest about who this hits the hardest. It hits the working families that are living paycheck to paycheck, single parents trying to do it all alone, young people starting out their young adult lives, communities of color already facing systematic barriers, regardless of if individuals believe it or not, it does. Rural areas watching their towns slowly disappear, and elderly Americans on fixed incomes. It's impacting the nation. So this isn't about a political parties or pointing fingers at people. This is about real people, our neighbors, our families, our communities, trying to hold on to hope while watching the cost of everything rise except the wages. So we need more than promises and band-aid solutions. We need leadership that understands that every policy decision affects real families trying to make it through another month. We need solutions that think beyond the next election cycle and actually address the root causes of these struggles that the American individuals are struggling with day to day, week to week, month to month, year over year. Because right now, the American dream isn't just deferred for many, it feels like it's being dismantled piece by piece. And until we start having honest conversations about where we're heading and what we're going to do about it, that uncertainty will keep growing, touching more lives, creating more sleepless nights for many individuals. So this is our reality. I feel the question is what are we going to do about it as a society? I just don't know at this time. I'm praying that all goes well for all of us, regardless of what zip code you're in, what class you're in. But ultimately, I think something needs to happen to where this heavy feel of unsureness for the next 4 years is addressed ultimately. I don't know if this resonates with anybody, but for many in my circle, it definitely resonates with them. And if you have any commentary below as to how you're navigating through these difficult times, definitely please share. Or if you have any comments at all, share it. That way we can discuss them. But yeah, it's tough out there in the world. You know, when you take a look at groceries, like I remember a time where I could buy a lot of groceries with a certain amount of money, and I won't say the budget, but nowadays that same budget doesn't bring home the same amount of food that it would bring. So, something has to give and something has to change for the American people. So I will digress there ultimately. All right, y'all.